and gentlemen, welcome to another... I know we're on the air. Welcome to another edition of the Squared Circle Maniacs Pro Wrestling Podcast. My name is Johnny Bottles, and to my left, you have Dr. Don Wayne, the neckbeard psychologist from Twitter. Don, it's a tumultuous week in the world of professional wrestling, as it often is. You've got political views, you've got political warfare, you've got countries shooting rockets at one another, possibly affecting Night of Champions. They're over there safely now. It's not going to. However, political pundits are now in the wrestling sphere. Sean Ross Sapp, Dave Meltzer, everybody's chiming in.
They're idiots. Most of them. Thank you, Larry. This show is being recorded. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. For all of your peripheries, I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. Like and subscribe. Hit the ring-a-ling on the ding-a-ling, as we have said in the past. The notifications button is always open. We appreciate all of you for tuning in. It's been a hell of a week. Like he said, some global conflict. I guess we could start off with that, right? Global conflict sort of got the IWC's underwear in a tizzy. They can't fly there. Oh, my God. That'd be so stupid. Do you think they're going to be targeted overseas or even have a clue what flight they're in? There were planes flying in and out of that area the whole time, ladies and gentlemen. This is the real world. It's not the IWC. People are coming and going over there nonstop. Yes, they got shit to do. So get your head out of that shit. You don't know what it felt like to me?
What's that?
It felt like to me the IWC nerds that are such asshats, that are idiots, that are such basement-dwelling dorks, wanted the WWE to cancel this so they'd have a failure on their card for going to Saudi. That's what it felt like to me. They wanted them to fail. They wanted to back out of this thing. They wanted them to have egg on their face. And they stuck to their guns. And they said, no, we're going in. We're going to go in because they're paying us a shitload of money. So that's all I cared about. We're going to get a show this weekend. I'm looking forward to it. Saturday at like noon, I think. I can't remember what time it kicks off. I'm trying to find the card now, as a matter of fact. So I'm looking forward to that. We've got the finals have been done. We've got all that ready to go. We got a championship match on the line. We got a couple other undercards that I can't wait to talk about, but there's some other stuff I got to talk about first.
Which
I want to thank everybody for tuning in again today. This show almost didn't happen. I have been stricken with some shit this week. I pulled through. I want to thank everybody that gave me a shout out on Twitter and on Facebook. It's been a struggle this week, but unlike Ric Flair, I didn't shit my pants.
No, not at all. No, you kept it in. You kept the grip on your bowels. He's the scourge of all the bars and restaurants in Tampa Bay.
That's the word on the street. You got the story there? Or you want to just cover it real quick? Word on the street is someone, and I don't know if this is true or not, and I'm not going to go all the way into this shit and figure it out, but word on the street is somebody put a tweet out.
I've got it right here. I just pulled it up. It's on Reddit.
Okay, go ahead.
It was on Reddit, the message board.
Okay.
On the Tampa Reddit message board from Honcho Poncho 824. Does Ric Flair keep coming to your restaurant and shitting himself? Man has shit himself like 6 times this year, drunk as F at bars and other restaurants. He gets thrown out of Water Street places all the time. Anybody in the service industry having to deal with this shit too?
Hey, Janisha, good to see you, girl. Everybody, I appreciate you coming in. Flamethrower Fluff Salisbury says, if I was WWE, I would have changed Night of Champions to War Games.
That might not fly over Saudi Arabia. That might not fly.
I mean, it's a great marketing idea. I'll give you that one, Fluff. That's a hell of a marketing idea.
Also on the Tampa Reddit board, Worldly Parfait 2603 posted. Anyone else pick Ric Flair up off the sidewalk today or just me? All right. He must frequent the Pearl, which is a bar in Tampa. Guy's kneecaps were bleeding from his fall. Very intoxicated. The great Ric Flair, everybody.
I feel bad because he's fallen so hard, so fast. When you've got people out there
on the sidewalk,
easy, pal. If you got people out here openly accusing you of getting so belligerently drunk in their facility that you have defecated and pissed yourself, it might be time to go home with that. That's all I'm saying.
It might be hard to pick up those 20-year-olds at the bars, the 21-year-olds, when you've got a full diaper. Hard to do.
I hope it's not true. I hope somebody was just talking shit. But when I saw that, I was like, man, that's not good no matter what. It's just
not good at all.
Juan says, at the end of the day, if the U.S. government doesn't want you traveling to Saudi, they won't let you. Hope all is well, Don Wayne and Bottles. Thank you, Juan. You're exactly right. There's no fly lists all the time. There's countries you can't visit if they feel like they're going to put you or Americans in danger. So great point on that. You're exactly right. I'm looking forward to the show. We're going to talk about who is going to be on this show. It's hard as hell to find the card right now.
I got the card right here. I pulled it
good.
up while you were talking.
All right, we'll talk about it here in just a little bit. The other big news that hit the streets today, as they say, is the WWE. There looks like they're going to be moving from Connecticut and going out to Las Vegas because that's what TKO wants. And it makes all the sense in the world, right? So I saw some folks on Twitter today. They're like, oh, that's all they want is they want to make Las Vegas to have WrestleMania every year. No, folks. Connecticut just rips you off tax-wise. They rip you off in every way. I have never understood why people would want to keep a business up there with all of I know it's just full of people, but if you're a business like the WWE where you don't stay there every day, you don't have matches there every day, you're all over the country. I guess it ties back to them having their mainstay of Madison Square Garden for the longest time, but they're a global company now. It's no longer a territory. You can still do that shit. You can still keep your warehouses out there full of the ring. So rumor has it, when this lease is up on this building that they're renting, they're heading out to Vegas, man, and it makes all the sense in the world to me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's going to be a new hub in the entertainment industry, I predict.
Well, right now, Vegas is really growing as far as grabbing these entertainment companies to come out to them. They're not alone. They're not going to be alone moving out there. I've seen on several news sites, Business Weekly, there's tons of companies moving out there. It's not just TKO and WWE. They're moving out there by the truckload, man. They're getting all these tax breaks.
A lot of them are leaving California. Hollywood's being gutted right now. Those companies are leaving. They're not filming movies in Hollywood.
So that was a big one. There's also a story out there on Gage Goldberg, of all people.
Gage Goldberg,
the son of Bill Goldberg, that we're going to get a big heaping tablespoon of in a couple of weeks on Saturday Night's Main Event. Gage Goldberg has come out and publicly said he wants to push his football career as far as it can go, but the WWE is absolutely his fallback plan.
Well,
did you see that today?
No, I didn't see that today. That happens to a lot of these guys. I mean, they just signed what's the guy's name? What is the kid's name? Scott Steiner's son.
The other one, yes, the other Steiner
last
boy.
week. Yes. So you're going to have two Steiners actively in the WWE. Two second-generation wrestlers. Now you're going to have probably Gage Goldberg. If he gets hurt playing football, like Bill did, he'll default and go to wrestling. But the kid's got the right idea. Be a pro athlete.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like, do something that you can work out, you're going to enjoy, you're going to make a good living. Right. I think he'll be more natural than his father was because he's been around the business a lot longer than his father was. Bill Goldberg came in essentially like a year later, they crowned his ass champion. I mean, he really did get pushed through real fast. It's not like he sat around backstage because it's kind of like what Jim Cornette said about Batista. He's either going to main event or he's not. He's not going to be the underneath guy. He's just too big and he's too much of a specimen to look at to not have the main stage right away. And I've always thought that's sort of how Goldberg was, is he's either the top guy or he ain't.
That's true. He was a phenomenon when he started. Won that first match on TV and went.
And then he did. That's 76-0 later.
Yeah, well, that was a big time padded numbers there. But yeah, he was a phenom. He was a manufactured phenom. What a booking genius Kevin Sullivan was.
Yeah.
To take an underneath guy right out of the power plant, fresh as a daisy, and green as grass, and put him on their main roster. He had a little problems with guys who could wrestle, like William Regal, that infamous match, which is still up on YouTube. That's worth watching again. That's a great
I'm glad
match.
you brought that up. I was going to say, if you have not seen William Goldberg get taken to school by William Regal, it's so worth your time because you can see in that match, William Regal was not having that shit. He was not happy about putting his ass over, and he took his ass to school that whole thing. It was absolutely amazing to watch. I remember watching it live, I was like, damn, Goldberg's really struggling because back then, I didn't put two and two together like I do now. I was just enjoying the matches for what they were. My eyes sort of changed over the years on what I look for in a match. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just the way it is.
Could be you. Could be just
John Cena had an announcement this week. He's been talking about his most recent run. He reemphasized once again, this is it for him. He's down to 18 shows to go. Do you realize that?
Time waits for no one, pal.
Well, we said by this time, that's about where he'd be. We said come December, that's going to be the go-home moment in Madison Square Garden. I've got a feeling. That's going to be the last one they have.
My question to you is, what happens to the belt? Does the belt end with him?
No. The belt
Warrior
gets dropped.
JWR with $1.99. I'd rather watch Rick crap himself than Goldberg.
We're going to talk about that here in a little bit when we talk about Raw, because
Rick crapping himself or Goldberg himself?
What the hell is wrong with you?
What? You didn't specify what we were going to talk about. Rick crapping himself or Goldberg?
God damn it, pal.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Thank you, Warrior JWR. I'd agree with that. So, but anyways, John Cena said there is no more adaptable form of storytelling than the WWE. WWE can change a story as it happens live, and I think you're seeing it so far over the farewell tour dates, the 18 of the 36 so far, which he reminded me of. He said, we've done it impromptu in the ring at times, to which Dave Meltzer completely lost his shit. See, plans change. I told you guys plans change. He just said it. Have you ever seen a grown man more come apart in the past month and a half than Meltzer?
His world is coming
crashing.
Apart? Because
it's crashing all around him.
He's losing money because nobody's subscribing to that shitty newsletter or website anymore. That's what's going on. He's losing money. Subscriptions are dropping. And what's he going to do? It's like, what if a quarter, 25% of your income was cut from you?
Yeah, I mean, that's a hard pill to swallow. I agree, man.
And Sapp, I don't know how he's making it, but he's only charging $5 a month for the news he puts out on Fightful.com for a subscription. So Sapp's said cash friendly. He's a little more cash friendly than Meltzer.
Well, the other part about this was Meltzer and Alvarez both finally agreed this week that there's no way that AEW is doing 500,000 people on Max. Do you want to know what they said the new number probably is?
100,000.
100,000 to 250,000. It's probably 100,000 or 1.5 times that. I'm not sure. Can you imagine having a spread that big? What size was the car? It was like an elephant or like 2.5 elephants big. What the fuck are you talking about?
What car ran over your grandmother? It was either a VW Passat or it was a tractor trailer. I'm not sure.
Dude, that blew my mind when I read that.
What a dick.
Which, by the way, I could believe that maybe 50,000 people are watching AEW programs, but I don't think they're watching Dynamite at all. I just don't. And no, we haven't talked about the AEW ratings or the NXT ratings. We're going to get to that in a minute. Promise.
I'm thinking, what's a realistic number for Max?
25 to 50,000 is realistic. That's
probably
realistic.
Maybe. So when they do 598, 25,000 are watching on Max.
No. I'm not even saying that they're watching that show. They're watching old shit. They're watching the old shows.
Could very well be, because the old shows, for that matter, seem to be booked better than the first 2 years. The first 2 years of the organization.
We've had this talk, and I don't know that it was so much booked better as much as it was WWE was so bad. It was so bad.
Very bad. With Vince
at the
helm. God damn it. Tear that script up.
I need to see zombies. What?
More lesbians.
We don't do that anymore, Vince. Yeah, you're right. It just got bad at the end, but I'm glad it's over. There's also news on Rey Mysterio Jr. He had news about his injury this week.
Raymond Mysterio?
That Raymond Mysterio.
What did Raymond Mysterio have to say?
He said he's looking to eye his comeback around August, which tells me SummerSlam he's probably going to have a match. Because he's not going to tell you the exact date.
Here's the rumor that I heard. Would you like to hear the rumor that I heard?
Drop it on.
The rumor that I heard is by the end of the year, you will see Raymond Mysterio tagging with Dominic Mysterio. They will be a father-son tag team before he retires. He says he's going to retire soon. So, what is he, 50
I can
now?
see that. He's up there, pal.
He's up there. He's got so many.
And he's made a good living. That's the one thing I don't get. When you make such a good living, why do you stick around in this business and beat the shit out of your body still?
I have no idea. Maybe it's to buy houses for the kids because they're older now. But Dominic's making good money. I'm sure he is.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Have you seen Rey Mysterio's house? Because they did one of those shows on A&E where they went to his house.
Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous?
Let's calm that shit down. No, he lives very humbly. He lives in a nice neighborhood, don't get me wrong, but he's not in some 6,000 square foot home. It was a very affordable home. It didn't look like he was out of hand, and it looked like it was well within his means to where he could live comfortably the rest of his life. Do you want to know the one wrestler I always thought it bothered me? It didn't bother me, but he got out at the right time and it made a shitload of money.
Who?
Steve Austin said, "My body's beat up. I've made a shit ton of money. I don't need to do this anymore.
Exactly.
I'm gone. I'm going home with $30 million.
And he went into the movie business. He was a movie star for a while there.
I wouldn't call him a movie star.
Well, he had one big movie, The Condemned. That's what he had.
People love that. I still haven't seen that movie, The Condemned, and I really do want to watch it sometime.
I saw it. I can't remember it. It might have been similar to The Running Man. I'm not sure from what I can remember. He did that. Then he was on Nash Bridges.
Yeah, he did but he did Nash Bridges. I can speak words.
When he was an active wrestler.
When he was actual wrestler, yeah.
And they were going to spin him off into his own show, and he couldn't do it because he was an active wrestler.
Right.
So he said, basically, I'll never make that mistake again. And
I've got some great news for you.
What's that?
There's big plans for Aleister Black in the near future of WWE. The creative team loves him, and they're very, very enthralled with working with him. So apparently, they're saying, like Damian Priest several years ago, they've got an idea on how they want to build his character. Is it not bad enough you're giving me Goldberg now that I got to deal with another Aleister Black run? I got to deal with this guy again. We got to go down this rabbit hole again.
Well, by all accounts, he's one of the nicest guys you'd ever want to meet backstage and to the fans and all that. He's always posing for pictures with people. Hell of a nice dude. He's very deadpan. I always thought they had something there like the second coming of an Undertaker type character, but the presentation's all wrong right now. It's all wrong.
He's just not big enough. He's just not big enough, Bottles.
They just need to redo the whole thing. The whole Aleister Black thing is what they need to do. Is he going to be a heel? Is he going to be a face? Who the hell knows? He showed a little heelism Friday night on SmackDown with R-Truth.
Is he going to? Well, there's one thing I can guarantee you about Bottles.
What's that?
He's going to bore the fuck out of me every time. He comes out with the opening ceremony, his walk down the ring, does his karate kick, and it's over. And I'm like, I'm out. I'd rather watch a fat baby fart every time.
They ought to pair him up with Karrion Kross as a tag team.
Whoa, did you hear why the rumor is on why Karrion Kross may not ever get a push? Like, there's all kinds of rumors about Karrion Kross.
He doesn't like to take bumps. And when he takes a back bump, he does the old Ric Flair back bump where you're on one side of your back. Maddie with 199. Aleister Black with his Mickey Mouse tattoos. That guy is there was a science fiction movie, a novel years ago, maybe 50 years ago, The Illustrated Man. You ever hear of that one? The Illustrated Man? About a guy who had tattoos all over his body. Aleister Black is right up there, man. He is.
I can't make out what that is, though. I can't make out anything on his body, dude. Like, I can't stand a guy that gets tattoos, and I can't make out shit from Shinola on the story you're telling on your body. Exactly. It looks like somebody just opened up an ink blot and went, I'm done, and walked away. Like, did a French fucking Canadian do that to you? Get your money back.
That little Puerto Rican princess loves those tattoos. She loves Aleister Black. Zelina Vega.
Maddie says he read your book, by the way, and he says it was great. Thank you, Maddie, for the $1.99. I can't make out heads or tails of this guy's shit. So, peace to you if you can. Other news, Dominic Mysterio being pulled from the Night of Champions.
Torn
apparently
rib
he's got rib cartilage. It's not supposed to be long-term. It's not supposed to be a very big deal. They say he'll be back, in the next couple of weeks. Sounds like a guy that says, I don't want to fly to Saudi. That's what it sounds like to me.
It's very suspicious. Very suspicious. Yes.
It's about as suspicious is a guy walking out of my house holding one of my old DVD players going, I just found it on the steps, man. It just, dude, come on. There's also big news from JR. Good old Jim Ross is now cancer free. He announced this week. So I'm glad to hear that. Good for him.
Good for
that
him.
Guy keeps, dude, that guy in cancer is like Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier. They keep going toe to toe. Like every other year they got a fight on. It's crazy to me.
Yes, sir. Down goes cancer. Down goes cancer.
Dude, it keeps happening. There's also big news out of the Bubba Ray Dudley of the world. Busted Open broadcast partner SiriusXM is launching a 24/7 professional wrestling challenge or professional wrestling channel. Hey guys, if you need a couple hours filled, I know two guys right here. If you need two guys on a Saturday, we're your guys.
We can do it. We can do it. And have you heard what they also did? SiriusXM also did with that move. They shit canned all the MMA and boxing shows.
Yes, because they weren't doing shit.
Yeah. That just leaves to tell you. That just goes to tell you how cold UFC is right now. UFC is ice cold, viewer-wise. Live events, a lot of people buy tickets for the live events for the spectacle. But for viewership, pay-per-view buys, ice cold.
Well, they're so expensive, though, man. I mean, Jesus, I'm not paying $100 once a month for a UFC event. Like, if you would make it more reasonable, here's a $30 card, pay $30 for it. This month, we've got a really big fight. Here's $60, but it's always $100, man. Like, let's be reasonable. I'm already subscribing to your ESPN Plus bullshit, which gives me fucking next to nothing unless it's football season. I mean, let's be real, assholes. Greedy sons of bitches.
Easy now. Easy, big fella.
I'm hot.
It's just, they've got no big stars now. John Jones is retiring, so they've got no big stars.
Well, this bothers me immensely. Bothers me immensely. You got any other news before we get going on to the Raw Smackdown recap and shit that went sideways?
I was going to go over the old Night of Champions card. Have you heard Tegan Knox?
Well,
Dixon Newell.
let's wait until we get to the Raw and Smackdown.
What? Okay. Tegan Knox has launched an OnlyFans account. Aren't you happy about that?
Is that a guy or a girl?
That's a girl. She got shit canned from WWE in the last big firings, round of firings.
I don't.
Chad Gable is dealing with a shoulder injury.
Yeah, I saw he was injured.
He's got to go
dude,
for
they're
surgery.
using the guy again. We've talked about this. Stop using the same guys every week, man. Give them a little bit of a break. Jesus. I do want to thank everybody for watching. Please like, subscribe, hit the notifications button, the ring-a-ling on the ding-a-ling. The super chat is open. We are here for you. We are here for you.
The WWE's deal with Netflix is expanding to another show, Don. Have you heard this? WWE Unreal will premiere July 29th. My birthday, by the way. On Netflix.
This is the Triple H show, right?
Well, it's the backstage creative show, how it's all done.
Yeah.
They're showing you how the hot dogs are made. For the first time ever, step into the WWE's writer room and outside the ring with your favorite WWE superstars, where the drama is just as intense off stage as it is under the spotlight, says the press release.
I've got to ask you about this. Do you think this is a work?
What do you mean, a work?
You think they're really going to let you?
Not all of it.
It's a carny.
Not all of it. They're not gonna show you Michael P.S. Hayes passed out at a production meeting with a tumbler of Jack Daniels spilled down his white suit.
You know
They're
what?
Not gonna show that.
I just read that book by we talked about it earlier this week. I didn't get to tell you about
Brian Gewirtz.
Yeah, Brian Gewirtz was telling a story about Doot. Said he had a house party for his birthday, and there's a line to the bathroom at his apartment in New York because apparently that's all he had. God almighty. Michael Hayes cuts all the way into the bathroom, busts the door open. There's a guy taking a piss in the toilet. Michael P.S. Hayes proceeds to piss in the sink and walks out.
It could have been worse. The guy could have been dropping a deuce while Michael said, "Hey, pal, hand me that magazine." Jesus Christ. TNA ought to create an OnlyFans invasion stable. That'd be great, Matty.
Dude, that's a great idea.
Elena Black, Tegan Knox, and Mandy Rose all cruising TNA.
You know what you would call them? The Only Hoes.
The Only Hoes? Only Hoes.
The Only Hoes are coming to the ring. They're going to take your $2, you virgin.
One more thing, Don. WWE related. On a periphery. Blake Monroe, the former Mariah May, has said that she felt a little dejected at the end of last year.
Shit.
Have you seen this?
Yeah.
She said this on her YouTube channel. She felt a little dejected last year, and she didn't know if WWE was an option for her. She started training again. She actually started training at Flatbacks, which is an amazing school. I was training in Atlanta, and I just fell in love with wrestling again. I fell in love with wrestling again, and it felt like I was back in the game, and I wanted to do it much more. I spoke to my manager. He said, "I believe in you." I spoke to people around me, and they were like, "I believe in you." And I spoke to my parents, who were really the big ones. And even my dad said, "Your life isn't a dress rehearsal. You got one go. This is your dream since you were a little kid." And now she's finally done it. She's a WWE superstar. She was training at Flatbacks when she was the AEW champion.
I saw that. I saw it. I saw the clips of that, yeah.
She was training with Charlotte Flair.
With Charlotte Flair, yeah.
When Charlotte Flair was training for her comeback. Can you believe that shit? That's
you know what the most crazy part about that is?
What's that?
The IWC getting so upset and so sad about it all. I can't believe she's talking shit about AEW. She's not. She just said this was her dream. She felt out of place. She wasn't happy.
Oh,
God
my God. These people. You guys here, RVD and Katie are having twins. RVD and his his new wife. They were a throuple. They were part of a throuple.
I don't want to get into that. I saw the pictures. I looked them up and I was like, that is not what I expected. That is not what I expected.
There's a lot going on there, pal, with, a lot of yee going on with RVD.
That was a lot.
A lot.
By the way, thank you all for joining. Please like and subscribe. Hit the notifications button. If you like what you see, the super chat's open. But yeah.
RVD's 55, dude. He's living his best life. He's got some chicks and knocked up with twins.
That's kind of late in the game to be getting a baby on the way, man.
Hey, look at Billy Joel.
I'd rather not. Thank you very much.
Billy Joel's like, what, almost 80. He's got 2 young kids running around the house. Look at Alec Baldwin. He's got a whole... He's procreated 6 times with that, the chick that thinks she's Spanish, but she isn't. Hilaria. Okay, let's get into SmackDown. I want to talk about one more thing. I
want
to bring up one more thing, pal. We did a little
Al Pacino's a lost cause.
Who?
Nothing.
Al Pacino's a lost cause. we covered last week, and I'm going to share this with you.
Yeah, this is the worst wrestling name I think in history. By far and away.
This is just here's a picture of a famous jobber.
Yeah.
Picture of a famous jobber. You know who that is?
Yeah.
Who is it?
The raper guy, isn't it?
No, that's Gunther when he started out.
Oh, is it really?
That's Gunther. Look at the hair on that guy. Looks like look at that guy.
I'd have never guessed. Good for him. He's come a long way.
Come a long way, pal. And here's 2 famous jobbers right here. You know who these people are?
Yeah.
Who are they?
Cole, and I don't give a shit.
Adam Cole and Michin. And here's the one I really want to show you. Here's the one
I don't give a shit who she is.
I really want to show you this. That's as big as I can get it, Don. Who are those 2 men right there?
Is that Hardy?
No, that's not Hardy.
All right.
Who's the guy on the left with the green trunks?
Is that... Fuck, I have no idea. I can't see that far away.
That is Val Venus at an indie show. Wrestling.
Is it Val Venus? Okay.
That's Val Venus. He lost all his hair, of course. He's more muscular there because he was an active wrestler still in the indies at the time. The man with the pink hair next to him. That's the AEW champion, Jon Moxley.
All right, then we got to get through these shows now. SmackDown happened, and SmackDown is famous for a very few things, but the most famous thing was John Cena retaining over R-Truth and then getting attacked by Punk and then dropping his own live pipe bomb in the middle of all this thing, which I thought was absolutely phenomenal. Bottles, I don't know what you thought, but there were some lines he dropped in this thing that were just amazing. I thought it was amazing.
I thought it was great. Fantastic. I liked every bit of it.
A couple of lines that really got me were, you change your values as much as I change T-shirts, a line from Cena. Remember who gave you the stage for your pipe bomb, pal. And you're not the voice of the voiceless. You're a millionaire despite yourself.
Yes.
Dude, people tried to shit on this and say it wasn't very good. Go away. This was great. This was amazing. And he put him through a table, by the way. He being seen to put Punk through a table. And
Sure.
Punk just had to lay there and take it.
They finally set a referee out, the female ref for the night, because Triple H was backstage and said, we just can't leave him laying there. We got to send somebody out.
Get out there, somebody, anybody, Jesus.
Somebody's got to go out and check on him. And people bitching about the Cena pipe bomb with Punk laying there. If it was Hangman Page,
right,
cutting
like
that promo,
we're going to talk about.
If it was Moxley cutting that promo on the fallen Hangman Page that he might have put through a table, they would have loved every bit of it.
They'd have been on Costco ordering the next barrel of greaser.
What?
Yeah. Need some more grease. Gonna lube myself up for this promo. Gonna slide on this slip and slide, baby. Gonna look like a porcupine upside down.
A hairy, greasy porcupine.
Coming down the tarp.
Coming down the tarp with my orange fingers.
Asuka beat Alexa Bliss for the Queen of the Ring qualifier, which I was surprised at. I was happily surprised, actually.
You really didn't think they were going to have Alexa Bliss try to take on Jade Cargill? That would have been...
Denisha gave us a lot of money last week, so I'm throwing this up there. Thank you. Yes, the pipe bomb was effing amazing. I agree with you, girl.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Orton beat Sami Zayn. I did not have that on my bingo card.
I did not expect that whatsoever. It's going to be
right. Like that was the biggest surprise, was it not, of this whole show? Was that Sami Zayn is not going?
Maybe they're going to pull the trigger on the Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes feud. They're going to have a feud there, a peripheral feud. Orton, Cena, Rhodes.
Somebody's got to win that stupid crown.
Who's
and
turning
Solo
heel?
called.
Who would turn heel in that match?
I
Cody
don't
Rhodes
know.
is making noise about he's coming to the end of his good guy run.
I don't think you do it here.
No.
I think you have Cody Rhodes have a faction when he turns heel. I really do.
He would need it.
Yeah.
He would need it.
Solo Sikoa called out Jacob. He challenged him for the title, and then JC Mateo made the save, and that pretty much summed up SmackDown, in my opinion. Any thoughts?
Jimmy made the save for Jacob.
Yes.
I like that whole segment, the whole piece of business. It was pretty good.
That was a good piece of business, Chef. They did.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. I can speak words when I try, bitch. They did very well.
Yes.
Raw was very uneventful. Like I said, the last two Raws now have not really struck a chord with me.
Pal, I'm going to tell you right now, you know they buried Penta.
We're going to talk about that in a minute. Jade beat Perez, so she's advancing. So it's going to be Asuka versus Jade Cargill. I'm looking forward to seeing how this comes down. One of them can work. One of them is just a girl that can do some spots. This is going to be interesting. I don't know if Asuka can get a match out of her. Is the language barrier going to come into play? That's a real concern I've got right now.
Well, even in Japan, a suplex is a suplex. Clothesline. They're not going to go, that doesn't mean back suplex over the top rope.
I know.
It's all the same language, basically.
I know. It's just
you've got Asuka is going to be guiding the female Hulk Hogan through a match. That's what it's going to come down to. She's got charisma. She's got the size. She looks like $1 million.
I know.
When the bell rings, it's a little suspect, but she's trying.
Way suspect, pal. Way suspect.
That Alexa
she's looked
Bliss
a lot
match
better
was-
later. She's looked a lot better lately.
That match she had the other night was a little suspect.
Jade over Perez.
Yes, Jade over Perez. Yeah. And when Jade came in to the WWE at the Performance Center, she was trained by Roxanne Perez. Did you know that? They assigned Roxanne Perez to teach her how they work.
It fucking shows.
Roxanne Perez is a good wrestler, huh?
Whatever you say, whatever makes you feel better at night. Cody Rhodes beat Jey Uso, and Rikishi came down and shit in the middle of the ring. He was so mad. He was disgusted with the whole thing. Are we done with the Jey Usos, the next coming moment now? Are we done with this finally? Like, even the WWE's like, God damn, the entrance is over, and then that's all it is. Like, that's what we have on this guy. He's
That's
the
it.
ultimate warrior. It's super kick, punch, spit in my hand, get the Jergens out, come off the top rope. That's what it is.
If you talk to his father's really doing him wrong. Of course, his father doesn't give a shit about his father doesn't give a shit about Jimmy, the drunk. He don't give a shit about Jimmy whatsoever. But he complains about the way they treat Jay. But Jimmy, they're using Jimmy as a spittoon. They really are. They're wiping their ass with Jimmy right now. They really are.
He's fine. He's fine.
He's the good Uso. He's entertaining. He's funny.
He is. I like him way better than Jay, man.
That's Big Jim. They call him Big Jim. This was Naomi's calling him Big Jim now.
I did see that shit.
Yes, Big Jim.
What the fuck?
I wonder why they call him Big Jim.
Oh, my.
Hey,
yes.
now. Mark K up in here. Rikishi called Triple H and said, look what you did to my boy.
Look what you did to my boy. You massacred my boy.
Yeah, Rikishi in that Twitter machine is not always a good thing. So for everybody that said I was wrong about the Yeet Man being the entrance was over and that's it. Told you so.
He's got a podcast.
Rikishi
has his own podcast.
He's got
and they're posting. Somebody's posting those clips.
I know. You got to keep some of that shit in house. The other part about this match that had the goddamn IWC nerds going crazy was Penta lost the match. Oh, and he lost to Braun Breaker, one of the biggest stars of the company. Oh, however will we get over? Shut up, nerd. Go outside. Touch some grass. Do something.
Some grass. Touch some grass. Who originated that line? I wish I had the copyright on that line as often as people use it.
It's just sad that somebody and the people are out there like, if he'd have stayed in AEW, he sure would. He wasn't even being used in AEW, you dumbass. They wrote his ass off TV and never used him again. He could have jobbed on the way out and actually gotten some real talent over like MJF and some other guys, but they don't see the light in that. They just say, no, put him off the TV and maybe no one will ever think of him again. Rainbow Bright. I'm a Care Bear. Care Bear stare. That's Tony Khan. He does the Care Bear stare to spread his love. That sounded perverted as shit.
Yes, it does. It does. It sounds a little strange.
The King of the Ring cards. You've got it there in front of you, Bottles. I can't find the fucking thing to save my life. Tell me what we've got this Saturday.
It looks like for the formal show itself, not a pre-show, the formal show, we've got a 6-match card. And I'll start with probably what's going to jerk the curtain. Sami Zayn versus, it starts at 1 p.m., Don, by the way. 1
right,
p.m.
That's what I thought.
Eastern time. Eastern time. Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross, the crazy back bumper.
I'm going Karrion Kross.
I would have to say so too, yes. They put him on here. They've got, if he's on a pay-per-view, a PLE, which he hasn't been on since WrestleMania 40.
For a long time, yeah.
He was in a multi-man match on WrestleMania 40. So I would say that this guy, they have to show a little faith in what this guy can do.
I agree with you. Like, I like Karrion Kross. What he's done the last several months has more than won me over as a fan. I don't give a shit that he's not taking back body drops on every damn television show. He's not a small guy. He shouldn't be taking huge drops. He's a 260-pound wrestler. What do you want him to do? Do you want him to have a Corona off the top rope? Get the fuck out of here. That's not what he's going to do.
Half a Corona. Take a half a Corona or a Modelo, one or the other.
Yeah.
The next match would be Jacob Fatu versus Solo Sikoa for the U.S. title. Fatu will have to win this unless there's shenanigans.
Well, I would expect Jimmy Uso to be right there by his side to protect him.
Jason Mateo.
Here's the other part about this. Solo Sikoa, every time they give him a microphone right now, I'm more impressed every week with what he's doing with his storyline. Every time they give him a moment to shine, he's not disappointing me. And I should have talked about it more on SmackDown because every time he talks, man, I'm super. Same thing with Jacob, though. These two guys, again, you've got two guys. One guy is absolutely on his way to the top. Solo is slowly showing me he's going to be at the top. I'm looking forward to see. Now, it could all goes to shit when they touch in the ring, but I hope not.
I would think I'm going to go against the grain here. I'm picking Solo. Interference. Solo needs the belt for a little more steam. A little more steam. Jacob could be the babyface chasing the belt which is always
Rematch
the best
at
scenario.
SummerSlam?
Always the best scenario, yes. Yes.
I could see that. No, I'm not going to be mad at that.
Of course, we have the Queen of the Ring finals, which would be Jade
Asuka
Cargill
versus Jade.
Asuka.
Jade Cargill has to get crowned here. You got to crown the girl.
To get crowned here. Absolutely. The street fight between these two Amazons, Gonzo Rodriguez versus Mommy Rhea Ripley.
Rhea Ripley all the way every time.
fight.
Doesn't matter. Rhea Ripley's been putting too many girls over. You got to give her a win here. And
Yes.
Gonzo just, I'm sorry. They got high hopes from Gonzo. I don't anymore. I just don't see it. She's big and she stands there, and that's about all I can say for her.
What do you think she needs?
She's got a loft issue.
Lack of fucking talent?
Lack of fucking talent.
When she was in NXT. Where's my loft sound effect? I don't have one. When she was in NXT, she showed more promise than what she's showing right now.
She did. I'm not arguing with that at all.
She had some health issues, some kind of allergy she had that was screwing up her skin, and she was breaking out in hives and rashes and shit.
Right.
And it was a immune system issue. She's got it all sussed out now. Hopefully they can. She is the tag team champions. I heard they're going to go and give that other belt to Roxanne Perez. Freebird rules.
That's what I keep hearing too, to set up Liv Morgan's face turn so she can then fight her. So that makes sense.
Yes. King of the Ring finals. Cody Rhodes.
Here we go.
Randy Orton.
Cody Rhodes. Yeah. I got to go, Cody.
I don't think so. I think it might be Orton. He's never won King of the Ring, has he?
I don't think he has, but neither has Cody, has he?
Didn't he win last year?
No, that was the crown jewel that he won, that belt.
He won the crown jewel. That's right. They might give it to Cody, but I think this is Orton's year.
I'm not going to be mad either way. I
wouldn't be mad either way either. Now, here's something to think about. CM Punk versus John Cena.
Man, you know what I want to say, right? I mean, did you see John Cena get off the airplane today at the airport and come through the terminal, and that little kid comes up and he went full Michael Jordan. Fuck them kids. Push that kid right away. He was not
CM Punk, yeah. Push that kid away.
Look, I like CM Punk in the ring, but he is a dickbag outside of it. I never said he wasn't. He's a complete, like I said, I'd never buy the guy a Pepsi if I met him. Not once.
Well, they just, with the current climate, and the kid comes over with a cell phone in his hand.
I know, dude. You got to be thinking further than that.
You got to be thinking, what's going on here? What's going to happen? He just gently pushed the kid away, and the security guard pushed the kid away too. After Punk pushed him away, the security guard moved him over to the side.
I know.
Followed up behind Punk. So it's a six-man card. It's a six-match card. Those are our predictions.
Okay,
That's what we got going on right now.
I don't think Cena drops this belt in Saudi Arabia. I just don't. And it comes back to, I truly believe this. You're going to see Seth Rollins interfere in this match and say, I told you, you will never, ever win the title as long as I'm here. I just feel like that's where it's going. Thoughts?
I agree.
Okay. Well, that concludes our coverage of that. We're going to move into the other direction now, in which I start to pour a little bit more alcohol in this cup that I have, because I'm going to need it to get through this shit, because I didn't watch AEW last night because I was already feeling bad. I didn't want to feel any worse, and that was not going to be the thing I wanted to watch. We did get the ratings today. NXT did 724,000 people, so they went back up. They did very well. AEW, not so much. They went the opposite direction, down to the 613,000 range. A year ago on this show, Johnny Bottles, do you know what AEW did?
No, I don't have it handy right now.
680,000 people watched a year ago at this time. That shows a 10% drop in ratings from a year ago. Cable viewers aren't dropping that fast. They're dropping about 7% in the past year. And by the way, not all cable viewers watch AEW. You know what I mean?
Alvarez was on a big diatribe the last couple of days about half the country has cable TV. That's how they get their entertainment. The other half of the country is streaming. Well, no. The people that have cable TV also have streaming services.
Exactly.
The people who have cable TV spend $50 a month on various streaming services. That's what in polls, surveys, through all these different streaming companies and cable TV companies, they want to know how you're getting your entertainment. So that's the deal with that. Alvarez and Meltzer talking through their ass again.
I can't deal with what they're saying about this company all the time with the lies they tell. It's Hulk Hogan quality lies. It's out of control
phenomenal.
at this point in time. 613,000 people watched this show overnight ratings, and 2,370 tickets were distributed in a building that holds 65,000. So let's put this in perspective real quick.
6,500 times. Don't make it worse than what it is.
Sorry, 6,500. That's like 1,000. They could have had tens of thousands of fucking people. No, sorry.
Oh,
I was going to say 6,500, but they had 10,000 in the building a week ago in Mexico.
Yes.
Don't tell me your company is healthy when the hometown fans aren't showing up. That's an issue.
Right. Right. It's not good at all.
The DVR I watched, by the way, was on TBS. So I thought you might get a good kick out of that. The masked goof was talking as they shot off pyro, and you couldn't hear a damn thing this guy was saying. Did you catch that out of the gate?
Buddy, let me tell you something. The sound on this program,
oh boy,
over and over every freaking week, the sound quality on this program is the shits, the shivering shits. It's horrible. It's tinny. It's hollow. It's echoey backstage. It sounds like the microphones are turned down, or the actual microphones are 50 feet away from these people. You got to have not just a microphone, not just a microphone that Renee's holding backstage. You got to have a boom mic that they drop down. A boom mic, so you can see what the hell's going on. You can hear it. I mean, you can see what the hell's going on. You can hear what the hell's going on. But they don't have that.
Did you hear the masked goof trying to scream over the pyro, though? He's like, welcome and great tonight. It's like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Even back in the day when Raw would kick off and the pyro would start shooting off,
they would let it go.
Jim Ross would just lay out of it. Just let it happen. Bam, 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 bam. Welcome to Monday Night Raw, ladies and gentlemen. It's like, what are you doing, you masked moron?
Buddy, you've got an alcohol-fueled, powder-fueled, insane man backstage. Go ahead, go start the show. Tell me about this, tell me about that, tell me about this, tell me about that.
You guys got the Adderall? Here we go. This is where it gets better. And I'm going to say something you're not going to believe.
What's that?
Mercedes Moné attacks Toni Storm. And the butler looks right at her direction right before it happens and does
nothing.
He does nothing and just lets Mercedes come out and kick the shit out of her.
All these people come out of the back later during this to surround the two of them. And no one does anything. No one runs over and separates the two. Here we go. Well, you say WWE, you think WWE is better than AEW. You're Fed fans. WWE has people, it's more realistic. They come out to separate them, and then one of them breaks loose and charges the other one. It looks like
chaos.
It looks like an actual fight instead of a staged high school play, which is what this was. I said, Luther's bigger than both of these women. Do you want to know what? He could pull the Filipino lady boy off of Toni Storm and throw her to the side.
I want to say this much, though, about Mercedes Moné.
Go ahead.
This was the best work she's done since I've seen her in this company. By far. Mic work and how she beat her ass.
I felt the same way when I saw it. I felt the same way when I saw it. It's a good piece of business. The only thing that sucked was the lack of involvement by Luther, and no one actually. They don't look like they're landing a plane. They all come out and they go like this, like they're landing a freaking plane.
Move to the left, bitch. And then this is what ruined it for me, right? I'm like, Mercedes is having her best moment. This is great. And then Tits McGee's music hits, and Mercedes is like, I gotta get out of here. Why? Why does the music hit every time? I don't care if it's AEW, WWE. Every time the music hits, just have the son of a bitch run out and start fighting and chase the fucking heel off. It's not hard.
They did the same thing at WWE. Remember when Jeff Hardy came out? His brother, what was it AEW or WWE when Jeff Hardy His brother Matt's getting his ass kicked in the ring, and Jeff comes out, starts dancing at the top of his ramp,
Just
up the ramp to his music. Now, that was AEW. That's when he made his debut in AEW.
Yes.
But they do the same thing in WWE. When Cena
And
runs
it's
out,
stupid.
back in the day, they play the whole theme song. Punk caught the personality when he runs out. Whatever. They play the music, which is the most
Stop playing
far-fetched
the
thing.
music.
They just have the announcer comes out, and here comes CM Punk. What are they going to do
Right.
that? It's the same thing as playing Cult of Personality. Don't just have a better fight feel. Better in the old days, and here we go. It's a couple of old guys, pal. In the old days, they never played music when Dr. Death Steve
you
Williams
just
would
saw
run
them
to the
running
ring
out.
to rescue Terry Gordy. They just
And you
ran out
heard
and
the
beat
announcer
hell.
losing his shit. Here comes Kevin Von Erich.
Right. Like it's a real fight. It's happening in the ring.
Felt like it was coming out of nowhere. Anyway, by the way, thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe. Super chat's open. We appreciate everybody for showing up. Hit the ring-a-ling on the ding-a-ling. My ding-a-ling. I would love to sing a song, but I feel like shit. The Bucks come on my TV, and I said, uh-oh, this is going to get bad now.
And it did.
And dude, everything they touch, it's like diarrhea is on my screen. And it got worse as the night went on with these two schmucks.
When
And
they
I'm,
come out,
dude, I'm dead ass serious.
it's crickets, pal. It's crickets when they come out.
I wrote it down later, so I'm going to talk about it then. But they announced that Billy Ocean Spray is supposed to have a match later. He's going to have the match right now. So I said, all right, well, Billy Ocean Spray is longer the main event. It's going to happen now. Okay, let's see how this goes. I will give, and I'll call him by his proper name. Will Ospreay actually sold this bit. I will give him credit. When he came down, he was still taping up. He tied his shoes in the ring. I said, this is a guy that looks like he wasn't prepared to have a match right now, that had been probably stretching in the back room. I give you credit. You did a great job. I bought this bit no matter how bad the fucking Bucks wanted to ruin this moment with their god-awful acting from an 8th grade class.
They've got something with Ocean Spray. They really do. He's a star. Will Ospreay, I'll call him by his real name. Will Ospreay is a star in AEW. However, if he wants to cross over to the next level, he's got
Superstar.
to work on his promos. Take your time, Will. Slow down. When you have a foreign accent like that, that's real heavy brogue. When you're trying to talk a mile a minute, not many people can understand what you're saying. Take a pause, take a breath, take a beat. They got 2 hours of show to fill, okay? Just take your time with the promo. Don't listen to the little curly-haired man backstage who's asking for another White Claw. Don't listen to what he says. Go out there and do your thing and take your time.
Watch Davey Boy Smith copy what he did. He had a thick accent too, and he worked through it. And he slowed down what he said so you could understand him. Do what he did. He got over. And the other part about this was they're fighting a guy named Blake Christian and Lee Johnson. And out comes Swerve Strickland. And my whole thing was, Swerve looks like he's ready for this match.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like he's ready. Why does he look like he's ready, but Ospreay was running out there like his hair was on fire? Oh, shit, I've got a match. It just, you've got to tie that shit together to make it believable, man. That's all I'm saying. Ospreay actually sold the fact that he had just gotten his ass called to the ring. That's all I'm saying, man.
Why are
you
they
gotta
wrestling
be in
these
concert.
two bums? Why are they
Well, I'm going
wrestling
to get
these
to that
two
in a minute.
bums?
You know why.
Why?
I don't fucking know.
Don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Is that why? They don't know what the fuck they're doing?
Yes!
Don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Bottles with the top rope comment. I love it. Here's what I didn't love. Swerve missed the shit out of his kick right out the gate in this match. Did you see that god-awful thing?
Yes. Horrible.
Dude.
Horrible.
He missed that. They go back and forth.
He may have missed it, but was the guy in the right spot? Probably
Yes.
not.
He's sitting up.
Oh, okay.
He was sitting up and he was like, oh shit, you missed the hell out of that, huh, pal? Ospreay has a real black eye, by the way. I'll give him credit for that, but they tried to sell it with the kick and shit.
Yeah.
No, that's from where Swerve elbowed the fuck out of his nose a week ago.
Mhm.
If you've ever smashed your nose, you'll either get 2 black eyes or 1.
Yes.
If you've ever been in a real fight, that's how that shit works. So there you go. This thing, I just want to get into what this thing did, man. Ospreay does a back flippy twisty thing, and the guy kicks out of it. This guy that's a complete jobber kicks out of it, that I don't know who he is.
Ring of Honor guy. Ring of Honor. The whole show was prevalent with Ring of Honor talent.
It really was.
Why? I don't know. I have no idea why.
I didn't understand why he was kicking out. The Bucks come out, and this Blake gets the upper hand. He starts kicking the shit out of him. We go to commercial break, and Blake walks the ropes, holding on to Ocean Spray's arm like he's the Undertaker. Why do you let not even mid-card, underneath talent get away with this shit ever? Why is that allowed?
It's like Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay were wrestling Akira Tozawa and one of the guys from Pretty Deadly. That's what it was like. It was the shits. You wouldn't expect those underneath guys to get the upper hand on somebody. The Undertaker got up on the top rope and did the dead man walk across the top rope. And the guy was holding him up. The opponent's always holding him up as a brace. Yes. However, the Undertaker would walk 4 feet and come off with
three steps and I'm coming off.
I'm coming off. These guys are going all the way around the ring nowadays with this shit. It's ridiculous. Look what I can do. It's like the old Mad TV. It's like the old Mad TV skit with Stewart, the man boy. Look what I can do. Look what I can do. And he does some kind of crazy move every 5 minutes.
This took me completely out of the match at that point in time. I was like, okay, just get to the fucking end. I don't need to see anything else about this. This is dumb as shit. I don't care about this. This is officially stupid. They come back from break. Ospreay does the hot tag. They hit a couple of really good looking combos on the guys. I'm not going to say they didn't, but again, it just shouldn't take that much bullshit to put away a guy I've never fucking heard of, man. What are you doing? What are you doing?
And why do you have Ospreay wrestling every week?
And
even on the B shows, Collision. What about Strickland? Why are you having Strickland? Just have him come out and do a promo.
I was going to ask you why. Look, we've talked about this so many times that it's going to just Mufasa, motherfucker, Mufasa. If the guy is truly a superstar, stop having him wrestle every week because he does a million moves and they look great. I'm not saying that they don't, but I see the same shit every week. The cartwheel into the ropes, coming back, elbow, twisty, flippy shit into the fucking splash. And it beats no one. It's never beaten a single person that I've ever seen. And they keep doing this shit every week. He's on my TV every week. Make him feel like a superstar so that I've got to buy a ticket to a pay-per-view to see this guy.
What do all veteran wrestlers say to up-and-coming talent when you get out in the ring? Do everything.
Less is more.
Yes.
That's
less is more. When they bust out a big move, people get, holy shit.
Here comes another one. Here comes another one, bruv.
I shouldn't say crickets. Ospreay does get a good crowd reaction.
No, they do. Swerve and Billy go after the Bucks. The bodyguards come out. Swerve challenges the Bucks, and he says, we're going to challenge you for the EVP titles. Is there a fucking belt now that says EVP that I've missed? What the hell was that?
Swerve said that?
No, Billy did. We're going to challenge you for your EVP titles, bruv. I was like, oh shit, they've got those titles?
When he starts talking, I just zone out. Because it reminds me of some Cockney guy back in the old 1930s horror movies. It was the monster came. He's all dead. That's what it reminds me of when he's talking. It's horrendous. Horrendous.
I was like, wow, the EVP titles, that's a belt now. I'm going to get a belt that says EVP. That's what's going to happen.
This match at All In with the Bucks versus these two, it might be an entertaining match. I'm going to say it right now. It's going to be a lot of flippy-dippy shit.
But that's the thing, though, Bottles.
What's that?
I am not into a match where you do 200 moves of doom and nothing actually gets over, man. Nothing gets over.
Pretend it's a cruiserweight match, like the old days. What can you do? This is what you're getting. This is what you're getting on this card for All In.
I know.
It could be bums. It could be the Young Bucks versus Private Party. It could be the Young Bucks versus.
No, it can't be Private Party. They're leaving.
Yeah, they're probably gone now.
They're privately leaving.
What are the Outrunners? It could be the privately leaving. The party's over for Private Party.
You can come through the ropes cleanly now. We're not here.
Yes,
the club is open.
It could be the Young Bucks versus the Outrunners. Those two schmucks. It could be worse than this.
I get that they're challenging them for the EVP position, but don't call it a title. That's the dumbest shit ever. Understand what you're saying. Anyway, I'm not gonna get too much further down this rabbit hole. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Hit the notifications button. We appreciate all of you. The super chat is open. Flashback to Ibushi's returning last week. Kota Ibushi made a comeback last week, and everybody got all excited. They started rubbing nipples, and I said, I don't give a shit about any of this. And then we get the Bucks backstage. Matt Jackson, God help me, is the worst person to ever get in front of a camera and have a segment as long as I live on a major wrestling company. It's dirt strangling bad. This was infuriating to watch this childless moron try to have anything competitive come out of his mouth with Renee Baguette in the middle of all this bullshit. And I said, why is this all happening right now? The Don Callis family is there. Trent Beretta just shows up like a fucking homeless guy off the street. I'm here to wrestle. Where the fuck's that guy been?
Has he won any matches? How's he a threat to somebody? Trent Beretta, who used to be best friends in the group Best Friends.
I know,
with
the
Orange
fucking
Cassidy
Van guys.
and Chucky
the Van
Taylor.
Guys, yes.
The Van guys, yes. Trent's mom, Sue, used to drive them to the arena in the freaking van because I guess she needed a paycheck.
This was
Trent
so
Beretta,
bad.
they tried. This is the problem when you kill all your lower card wrestlers. You kill all these guys and you make them jobbers. Trent Beretta hardly ever gets a chance to speak. Trent Beretta never wins matches. He is one step above the Dark Order. And those guys have disappeared, pal. They're gone.
They are gone, right? They're gone.
Gone. Not on TV at all.
You don't even see Fat Uno anymore. He's gone.
No. But he's got a backstage role, I hear.
Yeah, I hear it's the pizza delivery guy. He shows up at every fucking show.
Pizza Uno.
He's there. This dude, this thing sucked. I'm sorry. Matt Jackson could.
One of the Hairline brothers.
He could not act. Dude, he's the worst performer I've ever seen on an individual basis on a promo segment in my fucking life. Ultimate Warrior was the worst I've ever seen, but at least he said some crazy shit that was interesting. This guy comes off as fake and unbelievable in everything he says, man. There's nothing that Matt Jackson says where I go, I could believe that. It's always, It's just awful, dude.
It's the smugness, the smug delivery of every line. The smarminess.
But you can't, it's not even swarmy to me. $1 Million Man was swarmy. He was a smug bastard.
Yes,
but I believed he was a smug bastard. Mm-hmm. He laughed in your face.
Right.
He kicked a basketball away from a kid in the middle of an event and said, 1, 2, he got to 8 and said, oh, you suck. I'm just saying. There's a point to this. Matt Jackson does not get over with the fan base, and 613,000 people watched your bullshit, and I wish I had the quarter hours because I'd bet cash money they bailed on his ass.
I'm sure they did. I'm
sorry if I'm getting worked up, but that guy really upsets me every time he's on my television.
You got hot under the collar, pal.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, he fucking sucks, dude. That guy's like a reversible vacuum, man. All he does is spray shit everywhere. Ibushi versus Trent Beretta, no one gives a shit. There was a couple of things in this match that got my attention. Trent Beretta did a half fucked up suplex on Ibushi. And And Ibushi almost looked like he tried to tuck his neck and he wasn't supposed to. And his head hit first. I was like, oh, shit, dude. That could have messed you up for life, son.
Yes, he's had neck problems before.
Yeah, and I was kind of worried about that. Ibushi hit. I don't even know what the hell this was. Ibushi won. I don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you think about this?
I thought as little as possible about this. I went and got another beer, let the dog out,
good man.
took a squirt. I came back, and then I saw the end of the match. I didn't miss anything. If you skip this segment, you didn't miss
You
shit.
did well. Well, you did miss
Nothing.
this, though.
Because
I went back and watched this when I started watching.
Mm-hmm.
My Little Pony was in full display for this match.
Oh, absolutely.
She was in full display, pal.
Absolutely. All she needed was roadside flares, one in each hand.
I'm telling you,
for more
dude,
attention to herself.
It was insane how Aubrey Edwards act. She's always said, I'm never the star of the match. It's never me. She had the facials going again. It felt like 2019 all over again. Oh.
Attention starved. Starving for attention.
This shit was awful. She was doing everything she could to call attention to herself. We see you, horseface. No one cares. Just call the match. Earl Hebner was the best referee I ever saw. You know why? Because he was just there in the right spot every time.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Moxley is backstage pontificating the days of our lives like sand to the hourglass. That's all I got out of this promo. Moxley, what the fuck are you doing, dude? You're not Socrates. No one's going to believe you're the guy that's going to go over the top with philosophical bullshit. Get to your point. And he ran in circles. He said, I wrote this shit down. I said, oh God, where's it at? You shy away from your gifts, worrying about who's your friend. What does that even mean, dude?
I have no. Mark K with $5. You know what will elevate Mr. Ed's career? A visit to the glue factory. They should take her out to pasture.
It's just beyond the pale at this point in time with her acting. What did you think of Moxley's alone segment again? Because we haven't seen him alone on a staircase and a fire exit before. It's not like we've seen this 400 fucking times. What did you think of this horse shit?
I thought the best thing about this promo is the fact that you could hear him. Usually you can't hear what he's saying, but he was on a stairwell, a very tight stairwell, sitting on the steps. So the sound is bouncing off the sides, and you could actually hear what he's saying on the microphone.
I was like sands through the hourglass.
It's
are the days of our lives.
It's garbage is what it is. It's pure, unadulterated garbage. They've got someone there, Jennifer Pepperman, that they hire when they hired Monet, to write promos. Why can't they say, can you write promos for Moxley? Can you write promos for these people that can't speak? The problem with Moxley is he thinks he's God's gift to wrestling. He thinks he's the best wrestler on the planet, the best shooter on the planet, and he thinks he's the best idea man and promo man on the planet. It's like we finally got the Jericho situation taken care of. He's out.
He's gone. We gotta just get rid of him. Let him go.
They shit all over Jericho for months. Please retire. Please retire. And he came out the crickets all the time with those learning tree segments. I'm the learning tree.
And I'll beat every fucking branch off of it. Yes.
Jesus God almighty. The leaves are falling off the learning tree, by the way. And now he's gone. And now you got this a-hole.
He's so bad, man.
Horrible.
He wants to be Stone Cold so bad. And
you read my mind. You read my mind.
Thank you again, Mark K. We appreciate you, brother. It's just the worst shit ever. He can't stop. And when he gets on a quote unquote roll, it's like, all right, get out the GPS. This son bitch has lost his way. We don't know where he's going. This bitch is using Garmin to try to get back on a promo segment.
The people that booked this shit, I'll say one thing about it.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
New greatest clip ever. It just was bad. If you haven't seen it, go out of your way to find this thing because he goes in 45 directions and it's like a connect the dots moment that you're never going to get back. It's just never going to happen. So I'm going to move on from this. Renee Baguette is with AR Fox. I said that out loud, not laughed.
AR Fox. AR Fox. You're really on a roll now, she said to AR Fox. You're really on a run.
No.
What? What? He's never won a match. He's never won a match.
And then Ping Pong shows up and says, oh, shit, almost knocked my whole shit over. And then Ping Pong shows up and says, I'd like for you to tag with me tonight. You're the kind of guy I've been trying to build my stable around, blah, blah, blah. And AR Fox puts his head up like, and he takes his hand like it's a handshake. And I'll give you this much. I popped on this. Ricochet is like the R-Truth now of AEW. I'm starting to figure it out.
I think he's more like the Steve Urkel of AEW.
That's what I'm saying. He's a clown show.
Yeah.
Anyway, they come out there to have a match. I don't give two shits about this thing. Mike Bailey, look.
Good Lord, man. Good Lord.
What's it called? The Speed? What the fuck?
Jet
Speed. With Kevin Knight and Mike Bailey. Now, this is what I have to say about Mike Bailey. Mike Bailey couldn't be more generic if he was a Build-A-Bear fucking wrestler. That's what he is.
If you got WWE 2K25 and you're in the create a wrestler screen.
That's where it is.
And you want to make a cruiserweight. That would be, you have the guy barefoot with kick pads and Billy Ray Cyrus hair. And he's got the body of Akira Tozawa. You can use that frame, that body type. That's Mike Bailey.
Dude. And the bad part is that
when you look back at AEW, Don, this era of AEW, and you talk about the stars of AEW, no one's going to say, and how about that Mike Bailey? That guy, Speedball Mike Bailey's fantastic.
But Tony Khan sees these guys that are a little bit bigger than him. His size.
Sure.
And he goes, that could have been me. I could have been Speedball Mike Bailey if I'd have had a different upbringing. If I hadn't have had a golden spoon in my in my mouth, I could have done something.
Don't stir your drink with that spoon, Tony.
It's just, I'm sorry, man. There's nothing about this guy that I can ever believe. The music is hokey as shit. The gimmick is hokey as shit. It is literally Build-A-Bear wrestling from the 1980s. There's nothing about this guy. And, of course, Ping Pong bails on AR Fox, and they win. Jet Speed wins. They go to talk to Tony, and out comes the Hurt Business, who they're talking shit again, who then begins to kick the shit out of them. And this is sort of where it devolves into utter stupidity, because once they beat them up, there's no reason to keep doing this, right? And they go to the ring and they all start cutting promos. I'm sorry, MVP cuts a promo that's not needed. MJF cuts a promo that's not needed.
The same promo over and over and over.
Yeah,
and
I don't
over
understand what you're doing here at this point in time.
Talk
Like,
about Mystico.
why?
If you're not going to fight Mystico again, don't bring him up again.
I just don't understand. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that was a one-off thing where he took the guy's mask for heat down in,
Mexico. Mexico.
I was trying to think of the town it was in. Who cares?
I don't understand why this segment went so long and literally went nowhere. Because I know these guys can cut promos, but it's just,
they don't know how to pace
send
the
them
show?
to the ring with no direction at all, dude?
They were probably padding time because they don't know how to pace a show. They were stretching for time. That's why they were doing it. MVP's interrupting MJF over and over again. I figured, are they sowing the seeds for something going down the road?
But then Mark Briscoe comes out and says, could you guys kindly leave because I got to have a match now? It just, none of this connected with anything we're doing here.
Best thing about the whole segment is MVP said, is anyone going to step up?
Yeah.
Is anyone going to step up and fight the Hurt Business for these belts?
And nothing happened. He said, I'll give these two clowns a shot at
that
All
we just
In.
Kicked their ass. We just threw them out of the ring. We'll do it at All In. We just threw them out of the ring, beat their asses for the second time. They just wrestled these guys. What, last week or the week before? The week before.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago. Yeah,
a couple of weeks ago they
where
wrestled.
they kicked the shit out of them.
Right. If they're not going to lose the belts to these guys. This is a filler match.
No, they're not. No, they're not. I agree. And I like MJF. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. He was amazing with what he did. This wasn't it, though, man.
He's ruined now.
I don't know if he's ruined, but they've got to stop just sitting them out there to have a pointless promo. That's the whole thing, right? Like, you can't be pointless.
It's got to have a purpose to it. They like I said, they were stretching for time. They probably told MVP, go out there.
No,
and fill 10
I
minutes.
agree. Yeah, I agree. But don't do it like that. Like, have a purpose, man. That's all I'm saying. You know, I want to hear from MJF, but I want to hear MJF with a purpose, and MVP for that matter.
That's right.
By the way, I did enjoy them later on in the show where MJF and Bobby Lashley bumped fists. I was like, all right, that's a cool moment. Like, that fits. Like, they're all boys now.
Right.
Anyway, 4-way match for the gauntlet match spot. What the fuck ever that means. Bandito comes out. Roderick Strong and Takeshita and Mark Briscoe wins in a match that I'm not watching. Period. I'm sure they did some cool shit. I'm not watching this, man, because I've seen it before.
You had a match to determine who's going to be the first guy in the ring in a gauntlet battle royal. How is that a good thing? That's like being the first guy in the Royal Rumble.
I know.
How is that a good thing?
I hope I can go out first and get my brains kicked in. Denisha's here, Bottle. She's got something to say about TNA. She's walking. Cedric Alexander, but he's in TNA right now making his debut. Okay.
That's right. That's where he's at.
Good
because of the way they treated his wife in AEW. Big Swole is his wife. And Tony Khan, they got to let her go. And Tony Khan said, well, she said the reason why they let me go is because they're racist. And Tony Khan said, no, it's because she doesn't know how to wrestle. And I think him and his wife took exception to that. Not a good thing. Not a good thing.
Not a good thing at all. Here we go. Adam Cole promo. Where he challenged everybody of the Don Callis family. You're going to have to cover this one. I've got to take care of some business.
Challenge everybody in the Don Callis family. Adam Cole. He could have just challenged everybody in a first grade classroom because that's how big he is. Adam Cole is a joke, and I don't understand. These guys, he's in his faction now, the Paragon, with Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly. And they're trying to bring back the NXT vibe of when they were a faction down there. All they need now is Bobby Fish to go ahead and do this to back them up. But Bobby Fish is he's got a little sour grapes about being in AEW.
Yes, he does.
And 1 year time he spent in AEW. The Paragon, the T-shirts suck. The logo sucks when they come out. When you look at it, you're trying to figure out what's that say? What is it? Stretch the letters out. I got to tell you, the AEW graphics on the T-shirts are horrendous. Absolutely.
Did you see their newest merchandise?
It's the Okada shirt where he says "bitch."
It's
just a white shirt. With looks like somebody took a Sharpie and drew Okada's face.
Dude, you can't get any more stereotyped than that.
You can't get any more low rent than that.
Well, no, I know how you could get more stereotyped than that.
Like every time somebody mentions Okada, we just
get that shirt that you hear when you hit that bell.
That's right.
I mean, Jesus, dude. Just, talk about low-hanging fruit.
What about when Jericho and his faction were fighting Adam Cole and Britt Baker, and she had the black eye, and they put out that T-shirt of Britt Baker's face with the black eye.
Made no sense.
That's really horrendous. Big Black and Jacked. Don't forget about that.
That's another great one. Yes.
Oh my God.
By the way, thank you all for watching. Please like, subscribe, hit the notifications button. We appreciate all of you for watching us and hanging out with us on Thursdays. We enjoy the show. We hope you enjoy the show. We got to get through a couple more things here. The women's casino 4-way. Statlander, Athena, holy shit, she's back. Willow and Thunder Rosa. I said, this is the Mercedes Moné Loser Invitational. That's what this is.
Thunder Rosa came out trying to get the crowd psyched up, but
Yes.
no one cares. No one cares. She's on Ring of Honor now. They beat her down too badly on AEW. She's ruined. I'm sure if she went to another company, they would treat her right. Maybe TNA, maybe WWE. When she tried out for WWE, they wanted her to be a referee back in the Vince era. Statlander's there. Looks like $1 million.
But gotta talk about that. Let's talk about that. Statlander won the whole thing.
Yes. To be
But
the
that's
first
not why-
woman in a casino battle royal gauntlet. To be the first woman.
But wait, it gets better. She had a moment
Yes, I saw with who? Yes.
on Collision with Lice Boy. Yeah, Collision.
Yuta.
Last week.
Yuta.
Yeah,
Yes,
Lice
Yuta.
Boy.
Uh-huh.
It was the most cringeworthy shit I've ever seen in my life. If you haven't seen it, ladies and gentlemen, please go Google it. It's the worst thing you'll ever see. It's the fakest thing you'll ever see. It's right out of John Moxley's playbook. That's what I actually should say.
Right.
It fits the narrative. It was so
Right.
bad. I'm not going to dwell on it more than that.
You know,
F-
he could have been talking.
Oh.
He could have been talking in that promo in the stairwell
He could
about
have.
Statlander. That's
But he
the
didn't.
person. He could have been referring to Statlander. Don't ever doubt your self-worth and shit like that he was saying. That could be the person he's talking about. And then Marina Shafir, Mrs. Roderick Strong, was out there too with Lace Boy on the side of the ring. Who really cares about this, Don?
No
The
one fucking cares.
Athena came to the ring with some girl that was on her way to the concession stand. They got lost backstage, and she followed Athena out to the ring. Had no idea that was Billy Starks from Ring of Honor.
Which, by the way, when Athena came
She
out,
looked
I was like,
horrible.
oh shit, Athena's out.
She looked horrible.
I
Not
thought Athena looked good.
The girl following Athena.
Oh,
looked
yes,
horrible.
the girl. Yeah, she looks like a hobo that wandered in
I said, was
aimlessly off the street.
Is she pregnant? Is that a maternity blouse she's wearing? What the hell she got on? Hair's like in little things. I don't know what's going on.
Why is everything empty over here?
Where's everybody at?
You couldn't even sell 3,000 tickets for this fucking show?
Look, you know why Athena's on TV a lot now.
I don't know.
The contract's up in August.
Oh, shit.
Yes. Mark K with a 10 spot. Thank you, Mark. The women's match proved that without deathmatch props, Stat and Willow can't work. The Rosa Athena Sunset Flip was indie awful. Yes, it was. And that match was messier than a Jackson Pollock painting. That match was messier than the wall in the men's room at a Circle K down here in Florida. If you know what I'm saying.
Easy. No, Mark, you're right,
You
man.
ought
Like
to be
this.
ashamed of yourself.
It feels sound like the Pilsner.
Will you play the other one? I'll play the other one from The Sopranos.
Sure. No. Wait, no. Caught me off guard for a minute. Good Lord. Thank you, Mark. No, you're right, though. It was bad, man. There was nowhere to go in this match. It just ran in circles. I was excited to see Athena. I was like, all right, let's see if Athena can go now. I was right the first time.
Athena can go when she's in a ring with somebody who's not completely lost. When they're in a one-on-one match, Athena can put on a good match. I will say that. However, the reason why she's on TV a lot now is the contract's up in August, and the WWE is showing interest in signing Athena.
Why, though? They've got to put her on NXT. She cannot go to the main roster. She's still not ready, man. I don't care what anybody says. She's not ready.
They can put her back at NXT. That's fine. And then bring her up to the main roster.
Never bring her to the main roster.
She's been wrestling for years, dude, before NXT.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying it ain't for everybody.
What's that? Professional wrestling?
Wrestling. Roderick Strong's been wrestling forever. Guess what? It ain't for everybody. You've got to have a look. You've got to have charisma. You've got to be the guy.
Have you seen how gray Roderick Strong was on that show last night?
I didn't notice, honestly.
Yeah, his hair is very, very gray. I guess he stopped dying.
Oh, the hair. Okay.
Formula in. I don't know. Yes, the hair.
He's on his way out. That's probably why. FTR and
Probably.
Big Stoke, that's what they're calling him now, are with Renee
Big
Baguette. And they recall the Outrunner segment last week. And they're having this is like the third Collision lead-in. By the way, folks, if you didn't know, Collision's on again tonight. You and I called this weeks ago that they were testing the waters on Thursday night because Saturday is such a flop. They did like 437 last Thursday, Bottles. Did you see that? It was one of their higher numbers.
Yeah, good for them.
I'm not
Good
saying
for them.
Yeah, good.
At least it's
But
going up.
it brings me back to my original point. Why can't you do at least 500,000 if your fan base is that loyal? Right?
You figure, Don, they're all watching it on Max.
300 million people are watching on Max.
Yes. All watching it on Max. It's fantastic. No one's
We're
watching
going to
this
go
shit on Max. No one's watching this bullshit on Max. I hate to tell you that. Maybe a couple thousand people. Maybe. No one's watching this shit on Max. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, people.
Bottles.
They're not watching it on TV. Just because it's on Max doesn't mean all of a sudden 50,000 more people are saying, I'm going to go check out this AEW, Blanche.
Max gave
looks like
$10.
it's
He's
good.
got something else to say. I mean, Mark did.
Meltzer has the Max numbers. LOL. LOL is right, Pat. LOL. Good Lord Almighty.
I got to find
Meltzer's.
Denisha. She's back again. Don got something to say. I hope Athena leaves AEW, goes back to WWE. Back Amber Moon, Triple H care, show they care. I don't know. I'm just saying.
He's what. Let me tell you something.
You almost got a word out. I'm proud of you.
Athena's one of their girls. I'm trying. I'm trying.
Douche.
Athena is a Triple H favorite and a
She
Shawn
is,
Michaels favorite. Yes.
Drop my hot pocket.
Oh,
Hot
shit.
Pocket on the floor.
There it is. I got her back now, though. We're going to talk about it now, Bottles. Here comes Adam Hangman Page.
Say that again.
It's Adam Page, baby.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
Oh, God. I'm tired of watching
Brokeback
this guy.
Hangman Adam Page.
He's back and he's facing the GOAT boy. Don't tell me it doesn't matter who you sleep with in this company because we haven't seen GOAT boy in months. He's suddenly, supposedly, allegedly driving in a Mercedes now. That's all I'll say.
What?
That's all I'll say. That's it.
That's it. He's driving in a
And
Mercedes.
So
Frank,
GOAT boy's back.
More toast.
More Toast is back. He's in the main event. You know how this is going to end.
Yes.
Hangman won the match.
Of course.
So there was that. And out come the lights. They all go out. Oh, it's so dark in here. I'm so scared.
And this is when I extended my DVR by 5 minutes. And this is when it cut off. So I missed the last couple of minutes.
I got you on
so
this
this is going to be all new to me. Hit me with it.
The Bucks are in the ring.
Oh, the Buckaroos.
They hit the V trigger. Out comes the Cracker Clan. Moxley chokes out Adam Page with the chain. Just choking his ass out. Out come the Ops. They can't get in the ring because they've got chairs and shit. Samoa Joe has to go around to get a chair. And then out comes Billy Ocean Spray and they all powder. And that's how it left. They were, by the way, reviving fucking Hangman Adam Page in the ring.
Reviving him.
Yeah, like giving him a little CPR. Like it was like, I hope he fucking lives. Literally, they were tapping him on the chest with 2 fingers.
What? Mark K with $5. If the rumors are true, Mercedes knows what's under the mask, and Mortos knows what's under the wig. Yes, he does. I've seen her hair, by the way.
No one has. You're lying.
I've seen her hair when I saw pictures of her when she started.
No one has seen her hair since the 3rd grade.
I've seen her hair when she first started, and she was Mercedes Bernardo. Mercedes is her real first name. And it's just mousy brown hair, flat, wasn't, puffed up, teased, or anything like that. No style, just pulled back in a bun. And she was doing wrestling matches on the indies. Then she's with the wigs. Jay Cargill wears a wig.
No shit.
And Nia Jax wears a wig also. But those wigs look like
shit.
they're actually part of their head.
Yes, it looks great. There's
Yes.
something to be said for putting money into it.
Yes.
I'm not buying Wigosaurus Rex ever.
How many wigs do you think she travels with?
17.
17 wigs. How many wigs do you think Tony Schiavone travels with?
He's got 3.
Three wigs?
toupees. Dude, him and the toupee drives you nuts.
Just everything
drives
about
you
that man
crazy.
drives me insane. I love the fact that he was not on commentary again this week. I love that because he sucks. Sometimes,
The life out of the room.
You got to know when it's time to step away.
Thank you again, Mark, for the 5 spot. This show didn't give me any hope. I'm going to watch Saturday at 1 o'clock. I am going to watch WWE. I'm looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see something. Please give me something that I'm not expecting. That's all I can say, right? Like, I want to see something that I'm not expecting. We've laid it all out there tonight, right? Like, this is what we expect. This is what we think we're going to see. I'd like to see something that stuns the shit out of me where I'm like, oh, no, that just happened? Give me something to make me go, I got to watch Raw to see where the hell this goes. That's sort of where I want to go. Roman Reigns coming out of nowhere would be a big shock for no reason. That'd make me happy.
Have you heard about Roman Reigns?
He's supposed to be coming back here real soon for SummerSlam.
Roman Reigns just signed a contract to play Akuma in the live-action Street Fighter movie. This is courtesy of The Hollywood Reporter. Today it was announced.
Oh, they announced it because we talked about that was what was supposed to be happening now months ago.
He was trying out for it. But he got the part. It was just announced.
Which one is
today.
Akuma?
I'll put up a picture. That is Akuma.
He's going to... the crazy fucking Brazilian. Okay.
Apparently so.
Akuma Matata.
Akuma Matata.
It means I blood you. I want to thank everybody for watching. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Please like and subscribe if you have not. It means a lot to us. I want to thank you all for putting up with my voice that was shit tonight. And
it wasn't bad, pal. Have you heard of Keith
I know one
Lee?
guy.
Have you heard of Keith Lee? Remember Keith Lee?
Oh, yes.
Keith Lee, he's fine. He's ready to go. He just has no idea why he's not on TV. No idea why he's on TV.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Why is that?
Really?
Till next week, Gordon Soley saying so long from the Sunshine State.